welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back. Thank you very much for clicking this video.
So we know it's been a while since we filmed.
It has.
We've kind of had a crazy summer.
Very crazy summer, yes.
So now we have a little break before school starts, so we're getting back into filming.
Getting back into it. Thank you for being patient with us.
Yes, thank you guys. But today we are doing a little bit more of a serious video, as you can see by the title.
Different type of video, yes.
Yes, we thought it was the perfect way to start back filming again, kind of thing.
I agree.
So before we get started though, I do want to go ahead and put out a type of trigger warning, I guess you could say, because we are going to be talking about suicide, depression, anxiety, and periods and stuff like that. So if you're not interested in watching, I definitely don't think you should watch this video if you don't want to hear about that stuff. Because we're talking about the serious topic of PCOS today. So, as you can see, it says, I am tougher than PCOS. Because I actually have PCOS.
Yeah.
So I found out I have PCOS about a year ago now. Yeah. And I went to 3 different doctors.
Yes, we want to make sure we're on the same page. We knew what she had, what was going on. So it was finalized by... What was the last doctor you went to?
I went to a fertility doctor, and he was also a PCOS expert.
Yeah, he was great.
So we confirmed it, and we know for sure that I have it, and it makes sense because it aligns with all the symptoms of PCOS. And if you guys aren't familiar with PCOS, it is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So it's a hormonal disorder that women get, and it can affect a broad range of things within a woman.
Yeah. Before Bella, I had no idea about this or even heard of it. That's why we're kind of making this video to tell you guys about it and then hopefully bring awareness to it. Right,
because it is such a big deal because there's so many women that really do have this
they don't know
disorder that they don't know about, you know? So I'm going to kind of explain how I found out that I had PCOS and what made me really push myself to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So this is when we get into periods and stuff. So I did get my first period when I was 11 years old, and that period ended up lasting for 3 weeks. So, you know, we kind of just thought, oh, well, I'm just starting my period, so it should be fine. Like, it will even out the older I get. But it didn't, and I would only get a period for every 3 months.
Yeah.
So, and that was like when I first started my period, and they would last for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so not fun. And then the older I got, the less periods I was getting, but they were still lasting for a super long time. Yeah. So when I was 16 years old, my mom and I went to the doctor and we kind of discussed with the doctor what was going on. And she kind of also thought, it was a pediatrician still, so it wasn't like a gynecologist or anything. So she kind of still thought that I was just, you know, my body was regulating out and that it was gonna get regular the older I got. Well, so I started birth control for a couple years, and then I decided I didn't want to be on it when I was 18 because there's so many side effects with birth control. If you guys don't know, I would definitely research for different birth controls because it can kind of make you crazy a little bit, but that's not all birth control. So I stopped it at 18, and so when I stopped it, I completely lost a period and
really never
really got it. It was it was like up to twice a year, and then as the years went on, it was no period. So basically, like last year, I had no period at all. I had nothing. So obviously, this causes for some concern and some head turns. So that's when I was like, okay, I need to advocate for myself. I need to do something. I need to take care of my body and figure out what's going on. And of course, I had my family to support me and all of that. So I found a doctor and I went to the doctor, my first gynecologist, and we had taken some ultrasounds and everything after I told her everything that was going on. And we found that I had 12 cysts on my ovaries. So that was super scary in itself.
Yeah, it was.
But it made sense because I had pain down there, and they were like little cysts on my ovaries, and I had some pain down there, so it made sense. And then we also found that I had some higher testosterone levels, which is also a symptom of PCOS. So she recommended birth control to be on, because with women that have PCOS, there is no cure. There's no cure to it. There's only things that you can do to help it. Yeah. And so birth control gives you a period every month, so that ends up preventing cancer in the long run, because you're having to bleed down there. I'm not a doctor, guys, so I do want to let you guys know I'm not an expert. I'm just learning and trying my hardest to
we both are,
learn about this subject.
Yeah.
So that's what my first doctor said, and so I was like, okay, all right. But then it's when she told me that I couldn't have children that was really painful, because all I've ever wanted to do in my life was be a mom. Yeah. So my first doctor basically told me she wasn't the best, but
she just came out of nowhere and just said that.
Yeah, she kind of just was like, you can't ever have children. And I was like, oh, okay, second opinion. Let's do second opinion. This is kind of serious. So I go to my second doctor, and she was around this area. Yeah, same area. Where we're living now, and she was awesome. She was wonderful. She was so nice to me, and she basically told me that I could never have children naturally. Yeah. But I could have children. Get help. I could get help to have children. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to happen natural, but it will happen with some help. Yeah. And so that was a lot better to hear. Yeah, a lot more promising. And something else that I thought was kind of weird is that all my cysts went away when I went to that doctor's appointment. She said I had no cysts, but she said that they can come and go. So I was like, okay, that's fine. But then she said, just to make sure though, I want to send you to a fertility expert, because we want to make sure that you can have children and help you as best as you can. And I was like, okay, awesome. Yeah. That makes me feel great. That was good. So she was awesome, and I went to the fertility expert.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was great because he's also a PCOS expert. Yeah. And this is where he told me that he's like, I'm so glad you came in now. Even though you're not going to have children now and you want children in the future, I'm so glad that you came now, because most women with PCOS don't realize they have PCOS till they're in their 30s. Yeah. And then they can't have children then. Yeah.
It's better when you come earlier. Yeah, that's what he's telling us.
Yeah, because he said it's like a snowball effect. So your PCOS only gets worse as your years go on. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that I went too. Yeah, we're glad. Yeah, so he also confirmed that I cannot have children naturally, which is still so heartbreaking, and it's so hard to talk about. I couldn't talk about it for the longest time. Because,
that's why we waited a year to
even talk about it, because it's hard. It's painful to hear. No one wants to hear they can't have children when all you want to do is be a mom. It hurts. It's not easy, and it's hard. But that's okay. Just have to put my faith in God, and
it's just part of our journey.
Yeah, it's just part of our journey. So it's okay.
We can get through it. If anyone can, we can.
Absolutely. So, he also went ahead and kind of explained my PCOS for me. So there are different types of PCOS. But they're all very similar in symptoms and things that you experience. But my specific PCOS is because I have higher testosterone levels. And so basically he said that my brain isn't telling my ovaries to ovulate. So he said when we are ready to start having a baby, he said that there are ways that he can help us, but no matter what, we're going to have to go through treatment to be able to have a child. And I believe him, because 3 doctors said it. Yeah. Now I do want to say that just because you have PCOS does not mean you can't have a child naturally, because there are women that can have a baby naturally. It just depends on your specific type of PCOS. Yeah.
Each person's kind of different.
Each person's different, but definitely get checked and advocate for yourself, so you at least know if you can have children in the future if you want them, and to know your options with fertility treatments and stuff. And he kind of went over that with me. And let's go ahead and get into some symptoms of PCOS. And this is where some serious topics do kind of come up, because I have my list here, by the way, guys, because I want to make sure this is all correct for you guys. I really do want to inform you guys and then help anyone that I can help. Because another thing is, when I was diagnosed at 20, and I'm 21 now, I wish that I had someone to talk to that was my age.
Yeah,
that like
we couldn't find anybody. We didn't know.
Yeah, there was no like. There's not a lot of people that talk about this subject.
No, I didn't even know about. I really had no idea even about this before.
Right. And so not many people do know about it, and it's crazy because 12% of the female population have PCOS, but it goes undiagnosed and everything because women just don't know of it. Yeah. And I didn't really know of it either, and
I didn't know about this.
I didn't know about it either. So definitely advocate for yourself. But I want to go ahead and get into some symptoms. And I have a list here. And so some symptoms include irregular periods. And that's like the top symptom that you see with PCOS is an irregular period. So meaning it could come like twice a year like me. It could come not at all. It can come every 2 weeks. Something crazy. Something that's not once a month.
Yeah.
Higher testosterone levels, which unfortunately I do have, and that can come with unwanted hair and lots of other things. Yeah. Polycystic ovaries, so you can have cyst on your ovaries, there's a range of things that can go on with that. Infertility, so if you've been trying for a child and you haven't been able to conceive one in, I think it's over 6 months to a year, then I definitely suggest going to the doctor and getting that checked out. Weight gain. So another thing with PCOS is that it's very common with women to gain weight, and that's actually something one of my doctors had told me about, is that weight gain is super, super common, and it can happen really, really easily with women with PCOS, even without trying, because your hormones are all out of place.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. So some things that can help with that is getting on some specific diets to help you, and there's just a broad range of things that you can do for that, but it is harder to also lose weight. Another one is mood changes. So we know that I have that one. I kind of switch moods left and right,
but even Bella's doctor said that where we went to is just you're gonna have mood changes. It's just different.
Yeah. Right. And so that happens with us. So the next one would be fatigue. So if you're really tired all the time and you constantly just want to sleep even though you just slept all night, that's a symptom as well. And I experienced that one so bad. I am constantly tired. I just want to sleep all the time. And I just had one of those days yesterday. You
don't know when it's coming, but some days it's just you want to lay in bed.
I just want to sleep. So that's one. And then okay, so now I kind of want to get into the more serious topics.
Yeah.
So anxiety and depression. So women with PCOS are 5 times more likely to have severe anxiety and 10 times more likely to have severe depression compared to women without PCOS. And so these are big numbers, and so which leads into suicide rates with women that have PCOS. So this is a serious topic, and if you are having any type of depression or anxiety, please seek help, support, anything that you can. So women with PCOS are 7 times more likely to commit suicide than women that don't have PCOS. So those are big numbers, and it's scary because it's a real thing that nobody talks about.
I really have heard nothing about this. So that's why we're kind of making this video, to bring awareness and help anyone out there that has this or want to go get checked out.
Definitely. So those are big numbers, and definitely if you're feeling depressed or any of those other symptoms, that doesn't mean you have PCOS, but it's definitely something to look into, and it's definitely something to get help and support with. I am so lucky and blessed that I have Gunnar to support me, and my mom and dad and my whole family to support me and to push me to advocate and help myself. Yeah. And so that's my biggest suggestion. If you feel like you do have PCOS, create a support system if you can.
Yeah. And if you do, we will be here for you. We're glad to talk to you.
Yeah, we're glad to talk to anybody. And if anybody does feel so compelled to share their story with us, we would love to know it.
Seriously.
We really would. You can honestly DM us on Instagram, and we'll be there. You can just let us know. But PCOS is a really serious topic, especially with those numbers and everything that comes with it. I have to admit, PCOS is not easy. It's not a bad thing. but it's not easy. I have my days where I'm like, honestly, I had a day yesterday, if we're being honest. Yeah. I did. I just wanted to sleep all day. I was just like nervous all day over nothing. Yeah. I just, you know, those are the days that women with PCOS can have. And, you know, Gunnar thankfully was there to help me and
always,
love me. I'm lucky to have him. So, you know, advocate for yourself, ladies. Yeah. Come on. And men, too. Please advocate for your woman, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm learning. And that's what I want to help, like, how men can help girls in their lives with PCOS or anyone, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We even had a PCOS shirt for him.
But someone lost it.
I lost it. I cannot find it anywhere, of course.
But teal is PCOS's...
or is it turquoise? Something like that. Something like that. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. We would love to hear anybody's stories or information on PCOS.
And we just kind of want to tell you guys to kind of bring you on our journey and show us what is
the real life of PCOS.
Yeah.
So we would love to make more PCOS videos and kind of share what, like, the vitamins and the things that I do to help me and my symptoms and different types of meals that you can have.
Yeah, just something that we want to help anyone out there that has it or wants to go get checked out. Bella's being very brave.
Thank you.
To put this out there, but you know, we can do this. We can do it together.
I literally couldn't talk about it for so long.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it's so hard. And you guys, I felt like embarrassed and ashamed of it at first.
Some people will, you know, it's just...
And I shouldn't feel that way, but I did because, like, all these, like, people in Gunnar's family and my family are able to have children and we all have big families, and then, like, I felt the burden of not being able to, and I kind of just, like... Yeah. I don't know. It was hard. And
it was hard.
I didn't tell very many people, just close family and friends, but now I'm ready to get talking about it and get helping others about it.
Everyone's different, and then this is just part of our journey. We can get through it.
Definitely. So I'm excited to share this story with you guys, and I can't wait to share more.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here for us. And
yes, thank you guys so much, and I hope to talk more about this in the future.
Yes, we will. Please let us know how you feel about it.
Yeah, and share your stories with us too.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Thank you for your view.
Thank you for your view.